correctness. The PC police back at it. Students at Washington State University reportedly risk a failing grade if they use words that run afoul of the politically correctness topics. Words like illegal alien or illegals, listen to this, male, female, or if they fail to quote, defer to non-white students. According to Campus Reform, the syllabus for women and popular culture, we remember those classes, says students risk lower marks if they use words considered, quote, oppressive and hateful language. And it goes on to say, quote, students will come to recognize how white privilege functions in everyday social structures and institutions. As you can imagine, not all students are happy about this. Listen.
A little harsh, but you gotta live with it. There are rules in the world, so you kind of have to follow them.
I think that's unfair. I mean, a lot of students look at it as illegal immigrants. That's how we see it in our news feed.
After this controversy exploded, the university is now saying in a statement that it is working with those professors to make sure a student's right to free speech is protected and that no student will have points docked for using these words. Because the professor originally said you get 1 point taken off your final grade every time you say male or female.
Totally insane. What a waste of a degree.
Yeah, right.
What a waste of $24,000. I love how these liberals, you know, they're wrong, but they're never in doubt about what they're inflicting on the population. Well, I'll tell you something. This is the government-financed ivory tower thinking of these stupid liberals doing this to middle-class families who pay for their children to go there. $24,000 is what the out-of-staters pay to attend this university. I mean, and you're right. There is a free speech issue here, and I think this teacher, I'm sorry, should be fired. Should be let go.
Well, of course. I mean, and we're student activism. How is it a student who has a difference of opinion would simply be interviewed on camera and say, well, it is a little harsh. Don't go. Take your F. Be proud of it if you have to. Go and use the words and then get docked the points. That would be the way to show you're strong.
Easier said than done.
It's not easier said than done. Ask Donald Trump whether he'd do that. In other words, the bottom line is that's what Americans want. They want their kids being taught to have character. Take your lumps. Do what's right. Who cares? So you have an F. Tell all the grad schools, you know, I have this F because I had a loser lunatic professor. And here's what he was doing. You know what? That's the kid I would vote for.
What would you do, Sandra? Isn't this government-backed intimidation, totalitarianism from this professor who was really putting it to the students there and giving them a hard time?
I agree. You can take your money and run and go somewhere else, but that's a lot to ask of a family and a kid who gets settled in school. And I mean, to make that, I know that's easy to say and it's a good concept, but is that really reality? Instead, this is just going to be pushed in these students' faces. No, and to a lot of parents won't even know that this is happening. But oftentimes, I think this happens because of the change invoked by one person. That's what kills me. 1, 2, 3 people versus the majority.
Look, injustice, injustice is an opportunity to act with boldness and courage. And I would say to my son or daughter, look, if you don't take this opportunity, I fear for you. I don't fear for you if you do take the opportunity to go in there and use the words. I fear for you if you don't.
Right. Andrea,
but I'm a tough dad that way. I don't know.
Loopiness is just rampant in society this day and age. What would Donald Trump say to this teacher?
I think we all know the answer to that. But it's easy because he has plenty of money and he's not in school. Although I did follow your advice, Dr. Abloh.
You did? Are you okay?
I was a giant loudmouth. But up to a point until if I was going to fail, I didn't want to have to do another year of college, as much as I loved college.
Yeah.
But I took the professors to task. I fought them. I used to write for the student newspaper. I got tons of flack because I was a conservative during the Bush-Gore election. You've got to stand up and fight these professors. I agree, but it is scary because you don't want
scary,
and I tell you, doctor, and also it's these liberal academics who are gouging middle-class families with tuition hikes year after year with their totalitarian thinking. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I wish that Liz McDonald had an opinion on this.
You know what?
I think you're very happy that I do.
There was a school in Knoxville. We just reported on this. University of Tennessee, Knoxville. This is a southern school. Said you can't say he or she. You have to say Z.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Z.
Sandra, what's your opinion about that? Let's hear yours.
I already said it. I said I would want to stay in school. Maybe change classes. I don't know. Find a teacher.
You know what? I would sit next to you and protect you.
And I'll tell you.
Of course I do. But I'm saying what Dr. Keith is saying is easier said than done. We've got to break it. We've got to